Well, we are getting you ready for Independence Day week. It's on a Tuesday this week, so that spreads it out over
got an
more
extra day, man.
Got an extra day for those of you who are crazy enough, like this fella, to go out and play golf on a hot day. But we did this last year. And actually, you and I have been having these conversations around Independence Day for years, even when I was just doing the audio podcast. And I always like to gauge what you think about it. So for those of you who don't know, and we talk about this, David's a retired Marine colonel. And for a while after the fall of Baghdad, he was the governor of the Wasit province in Iraq. I actually just told that story. We were together yesterday with some people, and you got to see this nation kind of in shambles, trying to struggle to stand itself up with a new version of a government based loosely on what we try to do here, which was tough for them. And then you look at where we are right now, and patriotism is always a thing, and that's defined differently depending on who you ask, right?
Right.
Right? So what's your definition?
Patriotism to me is the opportunity to show back to my country what I can do to support the values and the ideas and the people of that country. Mm-hmm. That's how I look at it.
Do you think people now, and again, as a military veteran, but also someone who does things in the community, on a scale of 1 to 10, in your opinion, where is America on the
I think America's about 7, maybe 7.5.
That's good, man.
I was just making a comment a few minutes ago that, you walk around or you drive around and you'll see people, bumper stickers on a car, or you'll see a lapel pin with a flag on it, or you'll see a flag stuck in the ground in somebody's yard, mm-hmm. or a pole on it. It might not be there all year, but around this time it shows up.
Right.
But if you pay attention during the whole year, you'll see that patriotism of people still love the idea of the United States of America, mm-hmm. and what our founding fathers brought to us.
So I want to throw this at you because this is something that comes up right now, especially in the era of social media. And that for me is the overrated nature of agreeing.
Agreeing?
Yeah, we have to, that people think we have to agree on everything.
In other words, you and I have to agree to be friends.
That's right.
We can't disagree on anything.
And I think that is unrealistic.
It is unrealistic.
But it's unhealthy also to think that you have to be agreed. I don't believe I'm going to be agreed with on every opinion I have. I don't really expect
it. But we talk about patriotism and people showing it, and if they don't agree in the social media, which you bring up, and even in big media, the agreement doesn't get the eyeballs.
Right. It's the
conflict and the disagreement. So it's blown way more out of proportion than the real patriotism or the people that interact with each other over and over and over on a daily basis. If you walk around, I'm gonna get passionate, you know it. When you walk around and you see people, different races, different creeds, different whatever, they dress differently, whatever. But they walking down holding a conversation, or they sitting down at a bar talking to each other, or they having a dinner or meal at a restaurant, and sometimes you look at them and go, why are those two people together? It doesn't fit. It does fit because it's the United States of America.
Well, and that's the thing, man. And you brought up the disagreement and everything now. It's been monetized. So
absolutely.
We call them trolls now, but there are people who will go into a comment section just to say crazy things, which is why I try to stay out of the comment sections of things. And that, to me, again, it creates conflict for the sake thereof. And then what we're teaching kids now is that you have to be agreed with, and you look at what's happening across the country. When kids are disagreed with, they become violent. 3 weeks ago in the city of Baton Rouge, a couple of fellas are playing basketball. I talked about this on the show last week, and in the game, one dunks on the other, and the guy who got dunked on went to his car, got his gun, came back and shot the guy who dunked on him in the head.
Because he was disrespected, huh?
What the hell? First of all, it's too hot to be, and then to be doing that. So how do we dial it back? Because the politicians are sometimes the biggest culprits.
To dial it back is just conversation, just like everybody else has.
Yeah.
And understand that it's conversation with everything. It's not me attacking you or you attacking me or your ideas and my ideas not confident. But we can discuss it, we can talk about it, and we have to uphold the idea of what the United States means, what our Declaration of Independence and Constitution give to us. Are we perfect? No. Mm-hmm. We'll never be perfect. But I've been all over the world, and you know that.
Yeah.
and people are dying to get here. You talked about Wasset Province when I was over there. You know the second most asked question I got while I was over there? Could you get me an American flag? They loved the idea of America. They loved the idea of the United States and what it could bring and be part of them. Their culture was completely different than ours, but the idea was the thing. And I thought we planted a seed there. It hasn't grown like I wanted it to, but it just went to show me that they kind of grasped it and they wanted it.
You know, me and this guy would sit in my courtyard on Fridays for hours on end, debating everything from literature to politics to sports. My great 49ers and his mediocre Saints. All right. We're not going to do that here. Coming up, we're going to get you ready for bug season, the mosquitoes, the fleas, all that stuff. The best in the business will be in the building to talk to you next. Man.